friends, it is Natalie, and today is the first video in my new video series, Emma Roberts Book Club Review. Now, I'm sure most of you are a little confused. You're probably wondering one of three things. Some of you might be going, who is Emma Roberts? Emma Roberts is the niece of Julia Roberts, but she is an actress in her own right. She does movies, and she's mostly known, at least for me, for starring in most of the seasons of American Horror Story, which I really, really recommend if you don't mind the scary stuff. She also started 2 seasons of Scream Queens, which was by the same guy who did American Horror Story. Or you might have already known who Emma Roberts is, but you didn't realize that she had a book club. I didn't realize she had a book club either until I was on her Instagram and noticed it up in her profile. And it's not just her book club. She has a book club with a friend named Kara Priest. It's P-R-I-E-S-S. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think she's Hollywood related. I think she's a normal person who happens to be a friend of Emma Roberts, but they run this book club together, and it's called the Belletrist Book Club. And if that's not what you were wondering, you're probably wondering, are you still doing the Reese Witherspoon book review? Yes, I'm now following 2 celebrity book clubs. I've had so much success as far as how many people watch it, how many people enjoy it, how many subscribers I get, how many views I get from the Reese Witherspoon book club review, that I started looking around to see if there were any other good celebrity book clubs to join. I looked at several. Some of them I didn't like, they only had it like every other month, or I looked at the books that were in the past that would be my makeup books, and I'm like, I really have no interest in reading that. But when I looked at Belletrist, it's been up for a couple of years. I looked at some of the past books they had, and they had like The Immortalists, or they had that book, the one about the sister with the serial killer, which were already on my mental TBR. So that's when I made the decision, like, yeah, that's the one I want to do. If I'm going to do a second one, that's the one I want to do. So I'm going to tell you all about it, so please stay tuned. The Belletrist Book Club actually has a website, and I will link it in the description. It doesn't have all of the information. I actually had to go to a couple other sources, but it is a great place to start. You can subscribe to their newsletter. They send you funny literary quotes. It's really a great club. So what I've done is I've actually been working on this for a while. I've read the February book, the March book, and today I'm going to introduce the April book and then my first makeup book, because this is another book club that's been going on for a couple of years. So the format is going to be the same as Reese Witherspoon. It's just going to be a different celebrity book club. So the February pick was We Wish You Luck by Carolyn Zancan? Not sure. This is so different from anything else I've read, which says a lot because I've read a lot. This is told in like a very distant third person. It's supposed to be an entire class of people who are working on their master's degrees in creative writing, telling this story together. And it's considered a low residency program because you only have to be on campus for 3 10-day sessions. One is in January, one is in June, and then you come back again for January. So basically they come on campus 3 times for 10 days. And the premise of this book is that there are these 3 friends that get really close named Hannah, Leslie, and Jimmy. And they become the focus because there's a professor who does one of them really wrong. I won't say what they do, but it's pretty bad. And then the story progresses on how they get revenge on this professor for what they have done. Now, I will warn you, this is a very slow-moving book. I really was able to keep with it because I really enjoyed the writing. I usually don't like slow-moving books, but like I said, this is so different from anything else I've ever read. And so because I found the writing style interesting and I kind of appreciated, I never have read a book that's in a distant third person, I ended up giving it 3 stars. This book is definitely not for everybody, but some of you sit there and say, I love character-driven stories. If you are more about the character-driven stories and great writing, then you would probably really enjoy this. Now, the March pick was These Ghosts Are Family by Macy Card. This was a debut novel. I have been blown away by how many people can have debut novels that are this fabulous. In a nutshell, it's how an explosive secret affects a Jamaican family over multiple generations. And it spans from colonial Jamaica to present-day Harlem. And more specifically, and I'm not giving anything away because you find this out in like the first few pages, a man in this family in 1970, his best friend is killed while they're both over in England, and because they are black and there are so many white people, I guess, who can't really tell them apart, he ends up taking his friend's identity and abandoning his current family. And then he moves on and starts a new family. And this really has a butterfly effect. It almost reminded me a little bit of the show This Is Us in the way that it just goes from character to character, and you can see how these people have been affected, and even people who didn't know this man, they're affected because I know people who knew this man, or family members or friends are affected. And This Is Us, the show This Is Us, does that as well. In fact, this is almost more of a collection of short stories because every chapter is about another family member or friend, and it kind of time jumps. It goes ahead in the future, it goes back in the past. You never know where or when the next chapter takes place. Or who. This was definitely a 5-star read for me. I was a little hesitant going in, not knowing what exactly to expect, because that last book was a slow-moving book. I was like, if all of her books are really slow-moving, then this might not be the right book club for me. But this was very fast-paced. I could not put it down. I mean, I flew right through this book. Highly recommend it. So great. Once again, a debut novel. I can't believe it. Now, the Belletrist Club's April pick is Writers and Lovers by Lily King, which I think has a very pretty cover. And the main character in this is named Casey Peabody, and she's very distressed. Her mother died very suddenly, and she's had a recent really bad breakup. So she moves to Cambridge, Massachusetts. This takes place in 1997. She decides she wants to finish this novel that she's been working on for like 6 years, and she ends up meeting 2 different men and falling for 2 different men. And all of the stress, I guess, of trying to finish her novel and trying to pick which man, I'm not sure, I haven't read page 1, is really going to push her over the edge and make her do, I guess, a lot of self-evaluation. And this was in the synopsis, and I thought this kind of intrigued me, but it says, written with Lily King's trademark humor, heart, and intelligence. So I'm very interested to see how this is. It sounds like it could be a winner. And because this book club has been around for a couple of years, wow, I had my pick of what I wanted my makeup book to be, and I'm so excited about it. And I don't know, maybe some of you guys have read it. It's The Dreamers by Karen Thompson Walker. Oh, this book sounds so good. Before I tell you what it's about, let me just remind you to please hit subscribe and please hit that notification bell since I have no upload schedule. I try to post at least once a week, but you never know if it's going to be a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, so you definitely want to hit that bell if you want to know when they're actually going to be uploaded. I'm trying to find a schedule. I'm working on it. You can also follow me on Instagram. That is all down in the description. So this book, supposedly, I haven't read even a page of this yet, starts with a college freshman or first year who falls asleep and then stays asleep and will not wake up. And then several more people in this town where this college is, the same things happens. They fall asleep and they stay asleep. But what's fascinating is that the doctors do brain scans and find that there is a lot of high activity in their brain, meaning that they know that they are dreaming, like they're in a heightened dream state. So the big question is, why have they fallen asleep and they're in this heightened dream state, and what exactly are they dreaming about? So since I'm one of those people who has very vivid dreams, I probably wake up at least once a week where I'm surprised that I was in a dream because it was so realistic. I'll be like, what? That was a dream? I thought that was real, kind of a thing. I can't wait to dive into this, and I think it really also has kind of, I like that little rainbow color there. So thank you for watching my first Emma Roberts Book Club review, or as we're probably going to call it in the future, the Belletrist Book Club review. The next video I'm going to post is going to be a book haul. I have been a very, very bad girl. Very bad. But you'll guys be able to benefit and see a book haul because of it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's doing okay during these crazy, crazy times. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.